Hey, what is going on, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you a few sneakers that you can find for around $100. The reason I wanted to show you these shoes is because not all of you could afford those $200 sneakers, even $300 sneakers, because now retail is just crazy. Even I myself, I wasn't able to afford these sneakers in the past, and it might not be because you can't afford them. It's simply just because you don't want to pay that for a shoe, something that you put on your feet. Anyways, before we get into it, I wanted to tell you, be patient when buying shoes. Buy used sneakers. The reason I say this is because why would you buy a brand new shoe that you're gonna wear if you're gonna undead stock it anyways? However, I'm gonna be showing you new shoes right now. If you want, I'll make a separate video on finding used shoes. Also, only buy from trusted sites or retailers. And let's get into it. So basically, there's a ton of Jordan 1s that are up for steals. What do we look at first? Alright, let's get into right here, the New Love. This one is actually a beautiful shoe in my opinion. If you're a big fan of Wiz Khalifa or whatever, this might be for you. If not, it's just a beautiful shoe. I mean, I'm a big fan of Tokyos and Lightnings, and if you can't afford that, this is another cool yellow shoe. I mean, for $100, how could you not? Anyways, there's a ton of other shoes that are Jordan 1 also. Let's try and find one. Okay, right here, the Yin Yang white and blacks. Those are super great because you could basically wear them with anything. Now this one over here, this is one of my favorites. If these were more limited, honestly, the price for these I feel like would be a lot higher than they are now. Because I mean, the sneaker market is run by hypebeasts now. If these were more limited, everyone would be going crazy, I bet you. Now, getting into some other ones, you got here, right here, the navy ones. These I love, they're super easy to put on. You can wear these with maybe some white pants or some blue jeans. I mean, an everyday shoe, how could you not go with these? Now this next one is a personal favorite for cheap shoes of mine that I'm actually probably going to get in the future. The metallic reds. If you use a $25 coupon for these that you get with your first StockX purchase, it's going to be like 75 bucks. Like, how could you not? The next shoe is going to be the Huaraches. Now these are a shoe that used to be banging in the past. However, now they're not really selling that well. So you could find them for under retail or even on sale on the Nike sites or whatever. Anyways, let's get into a simple colorway. The black ones. You could basically wear these with any clothing and they'll look beautiful. And honestly, they're not even uncomfortable. They're very comfortable actually. So I would definitely suggest any of these colorways if you're on a budget. The next one right after this has to be any tubular. Specifically, this one has to be my favorite. The reason being, it reminds me so much of the Oxford Tans. You got a $1,000 shoe and a $100 shoe. Obviously, me, I'll probably go for the Oxford Tans, but not everyone's going to want to do that. And frankly, people won't care. A lot of your friends probably aren't shoe heads or sneaker heads. And if you put this shoe on, they're not even going to tell the difference. You could probably tell them that they're Yeezys and they wouldn't even know. In addition to this, I know that they don't have boost, but they are definitely a comfortable shoe. I have a pair of tubulars and I love the way they feel. They don't need boost just to be comfortable. Now the next shoe has to be an original. I mean, how could you go wrong with Air Maxes? Obviously, you know that there's always white ones on shelves. However, there are some really awesome colorways. For instance, let's get into this camouflage one. This one is a personal favorite of mine, not only because it's reflective, but just the colorway. It is something so unique that you might not see a lot of people wearing, and you definitely might get a few looks. If you keep these clean, they could look really cool. This next shoe is something that I think a lot of you should consider. If you guys like those Nike Yeezys, you guys should go for the Air Cruise. I mean, there's no hype on them really, but they got some really cool colorways. If you're a Giants fan, there you go. Rush Blue, that one's sick, but this one's even cleaner, all white. It's basically like a Nike Yeezy, just without the hype, guys. In my opinion, they're a great shoe. And for the price, you really just can't complain. Now, coming up, if you love shoes that give you like an old classic retro look, you're gonna love this one. Of course, all of you already know it. The Stan Smiths. A $60 shoe kind of like a throwback look. You cannot go wrong with this. These actually remind me of the Pharrell ones that came out. In my opinion, you don't have to pay that $140 for them. You could just go with these. They look just as good. Another one, this one kind of looks like a classic shoe. It has to be the Nike Classic Cortez. And this isn't my favorite colorway. However, I know there were a ton of nice colorways. This colorway actually is pretty unique. Kind of looks like a pineapple. I like that. But for the price, a lot of these shoes, you just cannot go wrong. Anyways, guys, that's basically going to wrap this up. I want to finish it off just by saying that you don't need all of this money to be a sneakerhead or just have some nice shoes. You don't need money to dress fresh. I remember, like, I used to try my best to dress nice, even with the little money I had. I had no job, but I was still able to try my best, and that's really all you need to do. You don't need money, guys. I'm telling you. There's substitutes. You don't need these Yeezys. You could get the Cruises. You don't need these Oxford Tans. You could get the Tubulars. There's so many substitutes. Anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. Hope you enjoyed it. And maybe you took something away from it. I don't know. Maybe you subscribe. It's up to you. Have a good one.